Hello everyone, welcome back to No Man's Sky Beyond Permadeath Tutorial Part 5. This is the last part of the tutorial. From here I welcome you to come and watch us continue playing the journey. Permadeath the journey, we are 240,000 light years from the center now. We're almost there, we've got a few weeks to go on that. Probably we're gonna do that already. Um, I killed another ship on the way here. Wasn't nearly as scary this time. The first time's always the scariest time. Let's go see if we got our suit slot. You can see that red marker. That's the, looks like we got that taken care of. That's Artemis. He wants to talk to us in a hollow terminus. You can choose to do that right now, just like Nada said. You can travel around for a while and do some exploring or learn how to go farm or trade or whatever you need to do. All of that stuff is available on the anomaly at those stations that I showed you in the last part. Uh, First thing we're going to do today is go ahead and look at our discoveries. And just tab over to discoveries. So right here we are in Jongging Mecca. And any planet that I've landed on, we're going to take a look at. Here's Ricard Major. And we have two fauna. Look at this guy. Boy, he's funny. We're going to we're going to go over this. If you want to rename it, you'll hit X. If you want to just upload it for the nanites, you go ahead and just hit E. We don't have any completed planets, but right here it tells you how many nanites you get for that. And then we'll back up. I didn't do any waypoints or plants. It wasn't very pleasant. The next one is Wayo Tapo Tau. I got 3 plants discovered. So we're gonna do that. Back up and do this one animal. If you complete this planet, you get 450 nanites, which is awesome. We got 2 minerals, and we got 1 waypoint. Right. We already did that one. Back down here. I didn't scan anything there. I was in a hurry. Alright, let's see. We landed right there. I didn't scan anything. Isn't that terrible? And then on this one, we've got 2 plants. 2 animals. 6 rocks. And 3 waypoints. And what do we got? This one right here. We almost finished this one. If we finished that one, we'd get 350 nanites. It's a bouncy planet. Probably looking for a bird, although we've got one right here. He's kind of funny looking. I think we got the gigantic bouncy. There can be 2 rares. That's possible. Let me get our 2 rocks here. That, and let's see, tunas. We got 2 animals. Wow, look at that one. There's a strider and 4 rocks. We were looking for dioxide on that very first planet. Okay, that's all of that stuff. And there's a marker there. There's something important there. We know what it is. It's Artemis. There we go. We're going to take for all of these planets. And then we're going to... Oops. Then we're going to take for that. And then here we go. Alright. And there's our symbol there for... We've got a base there. There's an upload all systems button. If you want to name things, or if you're you know, maybe within 600,000 light years of the center. Uploading all isn't always the best thing to do. Go in there and look at each thing as you go along. It says I've lost connection to online discovery services. This is a very common bug for the beginning of an update. We have 577 nanites and a huge choice of things that you can do with those nanites. You can go back to the anomaly and spend them there. We need a wiring loom. Let's go to the GTT. You can upgrade your multi-tool. I'm expecting the door to open without me barging through. You can upgrade your starship with that. Just go down. Here's a wiring loom. They used to be called tech modules. Let's finish our translator. Right there, click on that. And then go ahead and click on that. And now we have a functioning simple translator. There we go. I'm gonna get a mission complete for that. Okay, the next thing we want to look at, we can look at what's available here. That is a C-class multi-tool. Normally what I do in Permadeath is go ahead and buy a defense shield. You can avoid a need for that by avoiding battle. It's completely up to you. Don't use geology cannons in Permadeath or plasma launchers. We have an A-class scanner right there. That's a possibility. We don't have very many nanites. I think I already got that stuff. Alright. Let's look what this guy has. C-class hyperdrive will get you about 40, 50 light years, something like that. Here's a positron, S-class positron. That would be my first choice, but first we would have to go to the anomaly and get the technology for positron. Here's a pulse engine. It's not crucial. It's helpful, but it's not crucial. And then there's several other weapons here. I always recommend the positron. We got Starship shield modules. Here's a hyperdrive B. That'll get you about 75 to 100 light years or so. No S-classes. If you've bought the technology to build exocraft, you can buy exocraft upgrades, but I recommend you do everything you can first before you start buying upgrades. We'll just see what he's got. Alright, he's got movement, life support, shields, and all of the protections. Here's a S-class life support. Here's S-class movement. We don't have quite that many nanites yet. I think at this point it's best really to save your nanites, return to the anomaly, and spend them there first. Let's go across the street. And I'll show you now really quickly because we're going to talk about missions right now. Let's start with the cartographer. When you purchase a map with nanites, this is what you get. Cartographer Les hands me a chart to a new location of interest, ready to be mapped and added to their database. There's a map right there, up in the upper corner. You can see, you can set it off right here. An alien artifact was detected. That's going to be an ancient ruin or a monolith. Turn your back on me, Corvax. We can also ask him for help. I ask cartographer Les for help. They point at a map on their screen, then towards a depiction of a waypoint towers found at most planetary sites. They seem to be requesting I gather data from these towers, which we've done. And of course, like we've already done, you can exchange navigation data for maps. And there's another map. All right. Right here is the guild representative. We don't have any standing. He's going to tell us to go away. And then the mission agent. And now that we've been to the anomaly, we are able to take missions. You can stack these missions, and I suggest you do so. When you go to these, don't take the missions you think you can accomplish. Take as many missions as you can. Some missions are particular to the system. And you'll know because it'll say, you know, go to a resource depot or find a missing person, things like that. You have to do those in that system. These ones can be really expensive, and for only 62,000, I wouldn't buy 250 dioxide. So that's the missions we can take here. I think, what did we get here? Oh, copper and chromatic metal. And phosphorus, that's right. Alright. That's that. I wonder if I was going to continue to play this save, I would certainly buy some wiring looms at this point. Okay, what's the next step? Let's go into the log. Let's see what we got available. Base computer archives. Automated archive recovery process has restored additional data. Interact with the base computer to search for archives. We have the three main storylines: the Atlas Path, the Space Anomaly, and Alone Amidst the Stars. But before we go home, let's do another warp. And of course, every space station you go to, we'll just look at the milestones really quickly. Until you complete these main milestones, especially this one and this one, every space station you go to, you want to meet as many of the aliens as you can and ask them for words. Let's take another warp. Before you take your fourth warp, make sure that you have sodium on you.
Alert. Navigational data received.
It says show us where the Atlas is. It's too far away. And that's not what our intended target is. It's also a good idea to get the economy scanner before you take that fourth warp. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go there. That's almost the extent that we can do. And you'll want to start searching for wealthy economies at that point. All right. No freighter battle, and that's what I was expecting. There's a planet with pyrite. Let's go to track and scan. Okay. It's a terraforming catastrophe. And a fungal planet. This is the point at which you are going space station to space station to increase the number of suit slots that you have. You're going to need some money to do that. The planet that we live on has subterranean relics and salvage tech. And that's a really good way to make money, salvage tech. We've also been on a planet that had storm crystals. Let's see what this multi-tool looks like. We have an S-class cabinet right here. And at this point, I would say to go down to a waypoint and take a picture, or if you have the signal booster, to make a signal booster and get that. Is that a hyperdrive? That looked like a hyperdrive. Nope, that was a pulse engine. Okay. I'm gonna get a suit slot. Let's go into cargo. Oops, we took it. Never mind. That's okay. Take your cargo slots first. They hold a whole lot more. It's a B-18. Let's go across the street and see if there's a traveler hanging out. Found several of them on normal mode. It's not a traveler. There's one right there. Alright. I'm going to talk to the traveler. But before you give him 100 nanites to locate his position, sometimes you got to talk to him first. Have a little conversation, re-engage them. Offer him 15 nanites. We just got 14,000 bucks from him. You can do that over and over and over until you run out of nanites. But as soon as you pay him 100 nanites for his position, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. So if you find one that gives you 65,000, which I did yesterday, keep doing that for a while to make some money. Look at this. Oh, it's leaving. There's a pretty blue shuttle. There's a C-16 Starfighter, C-22 shuttle, an A-28 shuttle. Yeah, finally met 10 aliens. Let's go look at that grave. Very tiny icons, but there's a bigger one right there. Is that his grave? Unknown grave. Let's go. Speed limits. There's two ways to get portal glyphs. This is one of them. This is by fastly far the fastest way to get your glyphs is to go station to station while you're getting your suit slots and find travelers. If you don't see a traveler either on the main deck or in the back room in the bar, reload your game and it may show up. They can be at trade posts, they can be in outpost buildings such as transmission towers, minor settlements, and trade posts, like I just said. And they can be in the bar, they can be on the main deck. This is something that in Permadeath, you want to do this pretty quickly. Most of the time, travelers are on planets that are dangerous, the graves are. In Permadeath, that is. Now, if we'd gotten that hazmat gauntlet, we would be able to pick that gamma weed. Right, there he is. I asked a question that no one asked before. It was a simple. The Sentinels, what are they? Where did they come from? I made it my life's work to find out. I left logs, records across worlds. The fallen traveler's grave is marked by a glyph, an epitaph of some ancient technology. Extract the glyph. I obtained the glyph and with it the ability to travel to unknown worlds. That first glyph right there, you can enter into a portal and just enter that glyph and it will take you somewhere. You can't do too much on the other side of a portal, but there are some things that you can do. You can go to points of interest, find special weapons, special ships, just tons of things. Boy, if I keep getting Starship launch fuel. Oh, look at that plant I landed right in front of. So without a doubt, that's the fastest way to get your glyphs. And if that's what the game that you want to play, traveling, using portals, if that's what you're trying to get to, boy, she's loud. That's the fastest way to do it. The other way to do it is to complete the Artemis mission. That takes a really long time. It's a great story. Very, very interesting. The lore for No Man's Sky is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Alright, here's another one. And no battle. This is a change, another change from No Man's Sky Next. In No Man's Sky Next, your fourth warp was a guaranteed freighter battle. And we won't know until we get to that point on one of these new saves whether that first freighter is still for free. Let's go get our suit slot first. There we go. Now this time we're going to be more careful. Go to cargo. And that's 100,000 units. Stuff something back there. What do we got now? Only 34 ferrite? Is there any more ferrite? Alright. We'll go ahead and put the phosphorus back there. That's what that ferrite was, out of sight, out of mind. That's on the ship. This goes to the ship. That up there. Alrighty. Let's go to the back room. Take a look around. There's all these people to meet and talk to. There's 4 people back here. See, we have not a terribly high supply trade system here. Alright. Let's talk to this Viking right here. Interloper. Menu de Mado plans. The warrior seems preoccupied with a series of images of exocraft. They appear to have been assembled from several different sources and then taped together. We'll request dialect help from him. And suddenly he has an iPad. Let's go with a Viking symbol. Get the word for gra, which means a lot of different things. There's a bunch of stuff that we've yet to find out about No Man's Sky Beyond. There's a bunch more patches coming. There's one waiting for me right now. If this game does manage to save, then we may revisit the tutorial for certain things. Every station that you go to, you want to grab your missions. Here's minerals. This is the best, fastest, most rewarding way to get nanites. There's a bunch of missions. What did I miss there? Must be something. Deliver an item takes you to another system. Bromide salt's worth a little bit of money. There's 2 of those. Don't take 2 of those at the same time. There's actually 3 of them. So don't take more than 1 at the same time. And always take that because you're going to kill predators along the way. You will eventually get them done. Or you can go out and blatantly kill animals. I never do that. I don't feel right about it, even though it's just a game. It's not just a game. It's like the game. Normally I would buy pugnium by now so that I can open damaged machinery that requires it. Here's a vast amount of pyrite, copper. Let's take a couple of these. Those are very expensive. We might need them for building on the base. Alright. And do we need any more maps? We only have one. Buy one more. But like I said, if the game does somehow manage to save, then we'll come back to it as I learn how to do stuff. I'll share that with you. We're going to go right straight to our base. First base uranium, base computer archives. The teleporter is going to show you along with your discoveries. The teleporter will also show you where there are things to do. Alrighty. Got a little teleporter big ball thing there. Alright. Let's go into our log and highlight base computer archives.
Radiation protection falling.
I'm just gonna wait. There's the little red light. Automated archive recovery in progress. Let's search the archives. Entry 4925X found additional buried technology modules. Construction proceeding smoothly. Recent expedition yielded copying data. Additional data available. Construction logs recovered. Blueprints reassembled and prepared for download. Downloading plans. There's your storage container. Okay. Takes magnetized ferrite and sodium, just like always. Alright. There was something else we needed to do here. Here we go. Readable archive retrieval complete. Beginning defragmentation of next segment. Alright. In order to proceed, we have to create magnetized ferrite. How much pure ferrite is that? Not enough. We need 50. So let's go over here. And we might need a little bit. We only have carbon. Let's see here. Pure or regular ferrite. So we needed 50. We've already got a little bit. Let's go ahead and do 100. That'll give us 100 pure ferrite, which will give us 50 magnetized ferrite and a storage container. Okay. Now then, we have, these are stackable, but for some reason it won't stack. I don't know why. We've got 5 salvage data. Let's look at this. Buildable technologies. Let's see here. Solar panels. That's 8. We don't have enough for that. That would be ideal. And what else do we have? That's it. We need 3 more. Solar panels are much better, but we also need to get the battery along with that. There's a traveler right there. So we would take, go and get his grave. The lifeform tries to shake my hand but pauses as we phase through one another. They're fascinated by the encounter, claiming to be a traveler. It is clear they come from a very different region of space. They've never heard of the Gek, Viking, Korvax, or any of the sites I have encountered. They wish to know more about the spirit of in cooperation. In the spirit of cooperation. Let's tell them everything. Tell the traveler about the species I have encountered, sharing with them my scans, the names of planets I have been to, the words I have learned. They're curious, asking more and more. Nothing I say satisfies them. Eventually disappointed, they grow quiet. They hand me a gift, thanking me for what little I was able to tell them. We got a Gek relic. All right. Not all travelers are quite so curious. Some do not even stop to ask my name. They do not care about their brethren. No, not one bit. Let's offer him 15 nanites. He accepts my offer and gives me a package in return. We got 66,000 from him. You can see how profitable that would be. We have 447 nanites. Divide that by 15 times 66,000. He wanted to sit down, but we're not done with him. We'll ask him where he comes from, and we'll get his grave. It's easier to go outside and look for that point. It is 26 minutes away. Let's grab our magnetized ferrite. Go downstairs. And we're going to drop that. And you just click right through. It's going to take you right to where you need to be. Here we go. Now we need power. It's not going to be easy. Over to power. And over one to wire. We're going to have to jump down here. And I can't see that point. There we go. Alright. Now do we have anything to power that with? 136 carbon. That's not very much. It'll last for a second. We got 2 minutes. Gotta hurry. Now anything you want to store, you gotta hurry. Put that and that and that. Gamma weed. And I don't know, we can't change to the back slots anymore, but there's nothing in there we want to save. And we'll put nav data in there. And when we want to get this back out, we're going to have to power that thing back up again. Alright. I think I got a place for ferrite dust. Alright, got tons of room. Don't know why these two don't want to connect to one another. Do that. Alien artifact. Alright. Here we go. It's an ancient plaque.
Radiation protection falling.
Now if we switch back to base computer archives, it says wait for additional data to be restored. 1 hour, 27 minutes. We gotta reload the launchers, but we happen to have this silly launch fuel capsule, so we'll put that in there. Unknown grave. There we go. And already we're gonna have 2 glyphs already. You just never know where you're gonna meet a traveler. But when you do, if you don't have your glyphs yet, take advantage of it. Or if you need some cash, take advantage of that 15 nanite thing. And that was a significant amount. If this was a playthrough that I was intending to keep going, I would keep hitting that until I got, you know, quite a significant amount of money, or until I was down to 100 nanites. Nanites are super easy to get. You can do missions, you can cook Platinum, you can cook, salvage buried technology. Um, there's a number of ways. Abandoned buildings. The little nanite machines give a ton now. They used to only give a little tiny bit. Here's some uranium. We're going to grab that.
Product received.
And we're going to throw that on the ship where it goes. See, is there a nanite machine? There is. This time we got 54. That's awesome. That's a huge amount. It used to only give between 4 and maybe 15. This guy's a weird looking fellow. Look at how many words we know. Alright. Go right down through the list. Here's 3 more salvage tech, but we don't have that kind of money. Here's some glass. Alright. Every chance you get that region marker. Here's this. And we have 25 cobalt. I think that was the end of our cobalt, actually. And we got 29 nanites from that. And another 47 nanites from that. And some more nanites from that. We are really, really picking them up here. Whoops. There's nothing in these buildings. I'm gonna get another nav data that we can trade for a map. And 10 more nanites.
Radiation protection. Fine.
Let's carry on to that grave. Don't fly like I do, especially if you're playing VR. There's another milestone. This is part of the lore. I leave it to you to do it on your own and read it. That's glyph number 2. Isn't that awesome? That plaque is 21 minutes away. There's a salvage container. Let's go check that out. We don't have a gun to fight with. So you want to be careful with salvage containers. They sometimes come with corrupted sentinels. It's usually a pretty good indication that the salvage container that you found is going to be worth some money. Oh, we're so tired. Here we go. Here's another one of these. Damaged machinery. These rocks look like hollow terminuses. Here's some food. What do we got here? 5 sodium nitrate. Nanites. How many? 31. Alright. For the salvage containers, you need both a terrain manipulator and a mining tool. This one's quite deep.
Radiation protection. Fine.
I'm gonna dig them up to the point where you can get to all the parts easily. There you have it. It's hard to see because it's so dark. Pretty much everything we've done has been at night. Alright, let's see here.
Radiation protection. Fine.
Here we go. That had a lot of parts. All right, we got a really valuable one. Let's look at that. Worth 2 million. We can now buy a weapon or a ship, or whatever you want to buy. It used to be when you fix the damaged machinery. Sorry, something knocked into my mouse there. It used to be when you fixed the damaged machinery, the fire would go out. It doesn't seem to be doing that. Now, once you have established yourself and you're pretty secure, like this save is, actually, I think I felt secure from the moment I found that cave. That's the point at which you scan everything. And you scan everything because you get nanites from all of that. This one gives us nitrogen, which you can sell. There's a rock. And when I say scan everything, I mean everything. Hazardous plants, sodium, deuterium, oxygen. I thought I saw something there, but I didn't. All right. There's a manufacturing facility. Let's go check that out so we can get it off of our map. I'm going to go up in altitude here because it's a good distance away. This is pretty hard to do without an improved weapon, but I'm going to show you the trick. I'm not saying we're going to be able to answer the question correctly. And we don't have enough Viking to do this, but I want to show this to you pretty quickly here. Taking the slow way. Alright, the first thing we need to do is identify where the door is. Put ourselves in third person, or first person rather. There's the door right there. So we're going to go this way. We're going to hit the brakes. Level out. We're not in a really good position. Let's go over here. I'd like the rockets to have a chance. Alright. Level out. Hit the brakes. Need to be pretty close for the rockets to hit. Alright, is the door open? It sure is. Alright, then you're gonna land. The reason you go into first person is so that you can see clearly. You're gonna land, and then we're gonna jump out and run for it. Hopefully in the opposite direction of the sentinels. So once we're inside, we're safe. And here we've got one of these machines. And that gave us, 60 nanites. See if there's anything else useful in here. And they're already calmed down, and that's because of the sentinel level of the planet. The alarm has locked the terminal. A message displays itself letter by letter on the screen. Kadana Dana Interloper Ormar Zasho Sanhu System Alagandane. The alarm shows no signs of stopping. I notice wall-mounted security scanners slowly turn towards me. Let's see, we don't have an override chip, which is a microprocessor. We do have a microprocessor, but it's on the ship, I think. Or I put it in that container. Or we could cut the input wires, but I'm going to shoot the cameras out. That didn't work. This is a partial success. My image is not captured by the system, but backup sensors react to the destruction by shutting the facility down. If I had brought microprocessor with me, we would have been able to do that. The Sentinel scanning the building, that's why it looks so weird in there. So now we know we need to carry stuff like that. That's new. Before you just answered a puzzle. I just slipped on something right there. Oh, well. Alright, let's save and chart. Very good. That nav data and that 10 nanites. And now we're at 603. We're going to sell that as soon as the ship launches. No, it's not fuel. There we go. I don't know what that was about. If you get sufficient angle, you can go into pulse drive out of an atmosphere. Now look at this ancient plaque. Oh, the sun's coming up. How pretty. This ancient plaque is going to give us yet one more way to make money. What's over the hill? Oh. Damaged machinery. What I saw was the exploding plant, but then I saw that. Let's see if we can do that. We sure can. We got 32 no more nanites. There is a ton of nanites to be had. And those little machines and the abandoned buildings seem to be the best sources, other than if you really want hundreds of nanites at a time, you'll do your missions and increase your standing with the different alien races. And we're going to seek knowledge of the past. Historical data has been revealed. And it is off planet. I got stuck. Alright, how's the fuel doing here? We got launch fuel, let's go. I don't know what's going on, there we go. Buttons are getting a little hinky on this last episode here. The thing is that my game has been running continuously since I started the tutorial, and that was about 8 hours ago, 7.5, 8 hours ago. I did do an episode of I Did It My Way first to get that out on time, and I have one more episode of that to do. So it's I'm gonna shut it down and get that 2.06 update first. You guys are probably on 2.15 by now. This ancient ruin is also going to have something valuable. I haven't scanned this yet. It's a hot moon. Really special thing about these ancient ruins is they're protected places. They're unique in that they're outside, but they don't use hazard protection. So you can see that it's going to stop And we are in perfectly safe area here. All that information in the left-hand corner is gone. We're going to do a scan. And we're going to look for our keys. There's the artifact crate. There's a gravitino ball. And there's a key. We need 3 keys. There's 5 here. There we go. Find another key. 50 feet over there. Here we go. And one more. There's always one underneath the building. That's that one right there. But we'll go to this one here. Right, straight down. There it is. There is an entire building under here. If you have enough stuff, and now that just digging gives you the stuff to refill the terrain manipulator with, if you have enough stuff, you can dig this entire building out, and it's really interesting. Let's go get that large artifact crate. It's on the other side of the wall. There it is. All right. 3 keys. 1, 2, 3. And we got a rusty actuator. Let's see here. Rusty actuator. There it is. 575. So in just those 2 things, that salvage tech and this one ancient ruin, we've made 2.65 million units. That is an appreciable way to make money at the beginning of the game. Now we need to fill the launch thruster. There's a little tiny creature right there. Where'd he go? Oh, we already got that guy. We have most of the animals on this planet. I think we only need one more. What do we got over there? Sac venom. Gravitino balls. Let's go back in here. Here we go. We can look around. Silver. More silver. Silver. The damaged machinery. Oops. Here we go. Let's go grab that. If I have the oxygen. Just a little bit. Almost out of oxygen. This is a safe planet. Beginning of the game, always grab as much condensed carbon as you can get your hands on. Look at that field of sodium. If that was oxygen, I'd go grab it right now. Yep, you need the advanced mining tool for the big stuff. Alright. Let's see if it was worth it. Yes. And we got 27 more nanites. We've made a ton of nanites. These guys are cute. Look at how cute he is. That funny little face. Hopping around. Just looking around to see what else is around us here. We're gonna go make 1 million, well, almost 3 million. This whole process of finding the ancient plaque and getting to the ruin is so much easier now because of the cartographer. You just keep asking him or paying him nanites or buying stuff from him with navigation data, and he's going to send you a whole bunch of the time, a big percentage of the time, he's going to send you to a ruin. Alright, I see it up there. Once you find the space station in your system, it'll show up on your HUD from then on. Still trying to get lined up there. There it is. Alright. One last minute here. It's always the one thing that I say when you're doing permadeath, stay calm and solve one problem at a time. If you're in a tough fix, caught in a crossfire, in a massive storm, most immediate problem first. Boy, I bet you want my stuff. Worth a lot of money. That's too many for us to take on. They're gonna hit us a few times, probably. But we're just gonna run for it. It tells you down in the bottom corner to use the brake to turn quickly and use boost to evade. And I'm boosting as hard as I can. Pretty soon they'll give up. There we go. Takes them about 15 to 20 seconds to give up, but they will. The Sentinels don't give up that easily. The best thing to do if you're under attack by space Sentinels or Sentinel drones is to land as quickly as you can, wherever you can. Whether it's a freighter that's for sale or a space station or a planet. You want to get down on the ground as fast as you can. You're going to get out of your ship, get back in your ship if you're on a planet, and fly low to the ground until they finish searching for you. If you have to land on an alien NPC freighter, stay in your ship. And then you should be able to take off immediately. Let's go make some money. If you were going to do salvage tech for a living, you'll want to find either a miner settlement to sell to or an NPC ship to sell to. Because otherwise you'll blow out the economy. Alright, let's make some real money. Max out our milestone on that. Here we go. We now have $3 million. As I recall, this multi-tool isn't very good. Here it is. Magnate. Let's see what we got. It's not horrid, but it's terrible. From that point, I would go station to station looking for a good multi-tool and getting suit slots and looking for travelers all at the same time, trying to make nanites, and by doing missions, finding abandoned buildings, damaged machinery, and those little nanite dispensary things in the walls. Well, this is the last one for a while at least. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. There's a link there to Sword's Discord, which is one place where you can find me. You can find me on most Sword streams. I'm a moderator there. I have links for everything you can possibly imagine involving this game. Alright, you guys, have fun playing Permadeath. Have a great day.